Are you stuck? What about unhappy? Join Alena Chapman, author, mentor, and life coach for 30-minute moments as she challenges you to get out of the doldrum and start living your life to the fullest. It's time to celebrate that life with 30-minute moments.
Welcome to 30-Minute Moments. I am your host, Alena Chapman, where in this show we always give you that ease and betterment for your life every week. And I'll tell you what, I am now offering to meet Alena so that you can really get that fabulous one-on-one betterment and ease for yourself in your life. And if you are interested, you just text 14114 and write in, in the verbal part or the texting part, you put meet Alena, and then you can schedule to talk to me. And I'll tell you, this is a fun thing because I get to know you, you get to know me, but you may get one nugget that really helps change your life. And who wouldn't want that? All right. Speaking of changing life or even dreaming outside the box, our next guest, you're going to love her. She's so sweet. She's out of New York City. I love New York City. Her name is Sonia Denise, and she, like me, and I'm so happy to meet somebody else, was born outside the box. And I live there too, darling. So I think when I go to New York, we are going to have to sit and talk. And she lives there. Yep. Where some see problems, she sees possibilities. And she, as the creative strategist of dreamdevelopment.com, okay, that's her whole thing, dreamdevelopment.com. Sonia provides the development that dreamers need to design, fund, and execute their dreams. Perfect. She gives you the whole package. She serves as a creative advisor to recognizable creatives in the entertainment industry, as well as social entrepreneurs and visionary leaders. She's making unique connections, aligning resources, and maximizing potentials. Very cool. Whoops. Hold on. And then I wanted to finish this. For individuals in transition, she also offers and has been a resourceful guide. She offers clarity and concrete next steps. So I love this. Now, with that, I would like to bring on Sonia Denise. And hello, my dear.
Hello.
It's so good to have you on.
I am honored to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Now, let's see here. I've been told I always am outside the box. And, but you are too. And I'll tell you, so many people are so scared of thinking outside the box, but it is so much fun. I would you tell people what it's like to live outside the box?
It's interesting. Scary is a great word. The other side of that is having the courage to do it.
Yes, it's having the courage to do it.
It does put you in opposition to the norm.
Yes.
And I've been a creative, when you're born creative, people are like, what's going on with that kid? Like, why are they doing that? Or what's going on? And so you're always kind of seen as the unique one.
Different.
And I ended up in a high school here in New York called the High School of Music and Art and Performing Arts. So a lot of us were unique. So that helped.
Yeah, that does help.
Yeah. So living outside the box is not something I even think about. I recognize that I'm doing it in response to other people's response to me.
Yes,
so,
me too.
Sometimes you're doing something and all of a sudden you realize, that wasn't what folks expected. And sometimes it's welcomed, and sometimes it's shunned. But that's part of the blessing and the curse of certain gifts.
Don't you find when you're outside that box, so you, this is me at least, I move faster than other people. You know, maybe not you. Maybe you're not that way. I do. I move faster.
You know
Like
what?
I see things and I just say, okay, let's do it. And so you're moving faster into things and everybody else is saying,
Yeah.
slow down, slow down. Do you get that?
It's true. Yeah, you know what? It's so, my parents process much differently than I do.
Oh, mine too.
So I process extremely quickly.
Yes.
And I just think, I was like, I'm your gift, guys, because
Yeah.
you just go with it. Like, it's not, like, because people will try to train you to slow down.
Yes.
But
yes.
if a virtuoso pianist is playing, a masterpiece that is in their spirit to play, you don't tell them, hey, you know what, just not allegro staccato, okay?
Yes.
Like, so,
Yes.
so it does, there is a point where we have to go, wait, no, this is just kind of how I'm wired, folks. It's not personal. And I feel like the gift for me has been recognizing that other people don't process the way I do so that I'm not condescending in my speed.
Or really just blowing them over. You know what I mean? Right. And that's what I've had to learn even in my business with the people that I contract to work for me. They're like, whoa. Yeah. So I've learned a compromise. That's what I've had to learn. But it doesn't stop me from dreaming. So now you were in the music field, by the way, so was I. So that's very funny. And now you are in this wonderful dreaming company. What led you to start this company?
I was in my professional space. Who you are is who you are. Cream always rises, right? So I've always been helping people, no matter what my professional role was, to grow and develop. Yes. And 9/11 was the point of departure. And I feel like it was an interesting time in New York, all across the country, but it helped to kind of pinpoint what I would call my own dis-ease.
Interesting. Yeah.
Around not being in alignment with my gifts, my strengths, and my abilities.
That happened to a lot of people. You're not the only one I've interviewed about that. That 9/11, I think everyone saw their own mortality so quickly,
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And, nothing wakes you up like death.
It's very true. It's very true.
So that's kind of what what I started soul searching a year from that point, and then I was working, and the CEO, we were in the finance market, and so she decided to go in another direction, and I was like, okay, well, it's time to start this journey. And so that's what led me to do it.
I love it. And so, why do you like to call yourself a dream developer?
That's a good question. And it's funny because I had all sorts of other names for the company. And this one kind of just emerged. And it's crazy, too, because I realized actually 2 years later that during this time of intense creativity, I was having dreams about this.
Very cool.
One of the dreams is I was walking on a gigantic film strip. And as the film strip was, as I was walking, the pictures would develop. And someone was like, you had a developing dream. And I was like, oh, whoa, that's freaky. I felt like the name was present, but I didn't see it until I started just kind of journeying forward. But for me, it's a perfect name because it's the right brain, left brain. It's the practical and the possible. It's the creative and the strategy.
Yes.
And so that's why I call it dream development, because I feel like I grew up around all these creatives who were always talking about stuff, and I was going like, how are we going to get it done? How are we going to get it done? And so execution is always part of my passion.
You've got both active. That's very cool. You're not just the idea person. You're like, okay, I want to know the steps. I want to know how to step it forward.
Exactly.
I do that too. Yeah, I like that. And dreaming is great, but sometimes you can stay in that dreaming state. I think that's what separates the action doers from the ones who just sit under the tree and dream, which is good. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about what you do in your company to help people. Say I have this amazing idea, or maybe I'm an existing company and I want to go off in a different direction, but I'm not sure, but I've got this idea. How can you help them? Or what do you do?
Yeah, funny. I actually start from the position that I can't help.
Ah, that's interesting.
Whenever I talk to people, yeah, because of the commitment that I have to impact, to alignment, to making sure that there's the right fit, I literally talk to folks from the perspective of saying, well, what do you need? Not do you need me, but what do you need?
Okay.
And then in just listening for that, if I hear a fit or I hear a like there's an area where they may need strategy or, resource development.
Oh, I see.
Practical things, I can say, okay, this is where we can, suss out a scope of services and talk through something more. Sometimes folks just need a reframe. They should just see it differently, and they might actually have everything that they need in the process of just talking it out. And so I really go from the perspective of saying, let's prove whether we really need to work together, which I think kind of surprises people sometimes because folks are like, well, don't you want to work with me? And it's like, no, it's not that. It's not that. I just want to work with people I'm supposed to work with.
Yeah.
So that's part of my commitment to making sure, and also it ensures that people are focused on what they think they want from you too, because there's nothing like saying, hey, I want all my bridesmaids to wear blue, and people show up with like 533 different shades of blue dresses, right?
Yes.
Because that's how many shades of blue there are. But we get to be specific. Ocean blue. I'm talking about ocean blue, not sky blue, not aqua blue. So that process allows me to kind of streamline.
Yes. I think it also, and like you said, I really do think it helps people to get vetted in what they're presenting to you, or get serious about it. Because I know people who will ask you, or they'll come to you for something, but then next week it changes. So when you get them serious and they know that this is the path that you're working on, this is where it's going to be. I like that idea. That's very cool. So then how do you work, how do you get them to open up their creativity?
That's interesting too. I think that I feel as though it depends on everybody doesn't, some people already have access to the creativity.
Yes.
So when I work with creatives in the entertainment industry, they're already acting, filmmaking, producing, so they already come with a creative baseline.
Yes, sometimes. Yeah.
I mean, for the most part, like there's an openness. So, for example, folks that I've spoken to about dream development who are artists are like, oh, I get it. My folks who are like accountants and lawyers are like, huh?
Yeah.
And I go, so
exactly.
So dream development is really just like creative strategy for your life, or strategic planning for your life. And they go, oh, okay. Or if you work for somebody else, you're a dream developer. And then they can digest it. And so the thing that I probably do with folks who are not as creative, I would say, is to help them to see it according to their own metaphors, things that are close to them, that help them to then understand a process or a possibility or a goal. Because when you're speaking to people in the terms that they value, it's easier for them to then take the ball and run with it. Because I'm also very mindful not to, how would I say, I don't have an agenda about where they need to be.
Right.
I'm going to meet you where you are, and what is the goal that you want to accomplish. And so as far as they're willing to go and what they want to see is as far as I want to take them. But if not, then I'm the one doing all the work, and it's their dream. So it doesn't work for me to, come with a particular prescription.
Right. You're not there to dream for them.
It's improvisational.
Very cool.
It is
Perfect.
in the moment.
Perfect. I love In the Moment. This is 30-Minute Moments, and you're with Alena Chapman and Sonia Denise. We will be right back.
You're listening to 30-Minute Moments with Alena Chapman, helping you discover your true purpose on WOWO and at WOWO.com.
Welcome back to 30-Minute Moments. And I'm your host, Alena Chapman, where we bring you that wonderful ease and betterment to your life. And today we're talking to Sonia Denise, and we're learning about bringing that creativity and living outside the box and how she helps you to do that in your business. Denise, when someone, say you go to that accountant, and guys out there, I am not saying every accountant and every lawyer is not creative. That is not what I'm saying. Gosh, I'll get letters up to wazoo. But I am saying, say we have, let's take an accountant who is very factual and strategic and uses that executive side of their brain. How do you help them to start to reach into their creative side so that they can start creating?
Interesting. Well, three things come to mind, actually. Why do they want to create, right? So I want to know what the why is. The fact that math and music are the two most, I think, universal languages beyond whatever your verbal language is. Math and music are both incredibly creative languages.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
Aren't they? And so I think that, folks who think in a linear term or a linear way are still creatives in a sense.
Yes, they are.
Access differently.
They just don't think they are.
Exactly. And so then the question becomes, what is it that you want to, why is it that you don't see yourself as creative, right?
That's one. Yeah, I would say so.
Right. And so it's like, okay, so if I'm coming to an accountant with a particular issue, they're bringing a certain set of skills to a certain question or problem. And so that's creative, too.
Of course it is.
Challenge the definition of what creativity is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Technologically, we are who we are because engineers and folks who see things mathematically differently are creating things that help us have new language, MP3s or, iPods. Like, those things didn't happen before.
Right.
And they're not your typical creatives. So I would challenge what creativity is. And the other question I would ask for someone who's in a more kind of executive role, who doesn't see themselves as a creative, would really be, again, what is it that you want to create?
Right.
What is the...
Well, they might be wanting to take their business into another faction, or they might be wanting to grow their business, or they want a franchise and they can't see the vision of it. I've seen that happen.
That's great. Love that.
Yeah.
So Reese's Pieces is chocolate and peanut butter.
Yes, it is.
Right. So it's like, so then we get to play. Let's take your existing business and put it in a different industry. What would it look like? We're just playing.
Well, that takes the pressure off. You know what I mean?
Right. And
it gets them thinking outside the box.
Their immediate space.
Right.
Coming out the box and putting something else up, another construct.
Right.
Sometimes constraints bring creativity, and people don't even realize it. So just like a great math equation, if you put certain constraints in place, the question is now what's the end result? Yeah. And again, the best thing about this is we're just playing. It's not a P&L statement. It's not the bottom line. It's not you have to let X number of employees go. We're just looking at scenarios.
I love it.
I find that the playing with scenarios and thinking in possibilities gets people to at least come away from the things that they're so close to that they won't be able to, that they're stuck, basically.
Very good. And then what would you do? Let's now, I love this. Now we have a really creative person who is coming up with ideas every 2 minutes. That's me.
Oh, my gosh.
I know. And when you have that, but they have trouble focusing in on one, or they're not sure which idea is going to work, how can you help them?
Yeah, it's funny. I had a client like that the other day, and I literally just listened, and we were working in a document. And so as we were working, I just kept typing everything we were talking about. I didn't ask them to edit it. I didn't ask them to slow down. I just continued to type it. And as I was typing it, it was almost like a painting, where as you're painting things, you're not really sure what the form is, but then when you
Right.
stop painting, you step back and you see themes. That's what happened. I
Yeah.
let them just kind of download it all. Then we stopped, breathe, and I was like,
that's
okay,
funny.
so take a look at what I've written. I've literally just written everything you said. What do you see?
You know what it reminds me of? And I know this is kind of off topic a little bit, but my keep flashing in my head. When the Gilmore Girls was a show that was on TV, and the daughter was supposed to be writing the biography of this woman who had done great things in life. And this woman is a creative soul, and she never could get it situated. She wanted a child's book with a mouse and an elephant. Then she wanted this and that. But the daughter just sat there and just wrote down everything she said and then pulled it together from that. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
Because I think it's about letting people, either the creative or the strategist, the linear or the right brain or left brain, honoring their process. Because not listening and folks feeling like they're struggling against, again, and we've experienced it being the ones who live outside the box.
Yeah.
Not feeling like I'm normal is an extra energy that takes away from the ability to just show up.
That, and it's also for those creative people, it's getting them to know it's okay. It's okay, all those ideas. What do you really want?
Exactly. Right.
You are listening to 30-Minute Moments. And if you're one of those creative souls, or one of those strategic souls, guess what? It's okay. We will be back with my favorite part of the show.
This is 30-Minute Moments with Alena Chapman, helping you find your inner self every Sunday on WOWO and at WOWO.com.
30-Minute Moments is back with the very best part, I think, is called the shift. And here we go. Sonia, this is the part where we have those aha moments, those pivotal moments. What is your story? What changed in your life that just you went, oh my gosh, and it was just pivotal? You did mention 911, but is there anything else?
Gosh, I would have to say most recently, one of the best shifts in my life, which is best is going to seem like a weird term, but so March 4th, which is I have a whole nother perspective about that day now. March 4th of 2017 was the day that my father passed away.
Okay.
And I was with him in that time. And, he marched forth into his next stage of destiny and manifestation.
Right.
That was a pivotal moment in life in so many ways. I had been a caretaker, running my business for 17 years now, but also taking care of him with the support of my brother and my mom. And,
very hard.
So it was really an interesting time to reassess life. Sorry for that.
That's okay.
To reassess life. And so maximum impact became a real goal for me in that, because I was like, what do I want my legacy to look like?
Right.
And so I've begun to come away from things that are inconsistent with what my legacy will be.
Oh.
And that's exciting. I think I've realized that everybody's not my client. I like the fact that I get to honor people for where they are.
Yes.
And leave them in the space of love and acceptance, but also knowing that there are things that are necessary for me. And I feel like that personally has just given me the level of freedom that I didn't even know I needed. I thought I was free until I began to go, oh, wait, you don't have to be here?
Yeah.
You don't have to be there? And the world will spin without you? Absolutely.
See, yeah, and it's that's unawareness bliss when you don't know how hard you're working, But it is when you finally discover and people wake up to it. And that's what you did. Is that what I don't have to, and it'll change, and it helps you define. And my gosh, it takes. I remember It's called letting go, basically. And when I remember the first time I let go, it was with Bob Proctor, my mentor. And he said, just let it go. And I said, let it go. And he said, let it go. And I swear, I felt 50 pounds lift off my shoulders. Honest to God, 50 pounds. It's just like, I felt so light and giddy. It's like, oh my God, I don't have to. It doesn't have to be this way. I don't have to do this. This, and it's freeing, totally freeing. So
well, it's powerful because it frees the other people around us too.
It does. It does. Ah, what a wonderful wake up you had. That was a good shift.
Yeah.
So now you'll start to feel that joy and that vibration, and it'll draw the people in that you're supposed to have.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And there's no more pushing. There's more ease. Don't you find that?
It's definitely all alignment at this point. I mean, it's 2017, 2019 now, so it's been 2 years, culminating, the second year of his passing. And so there's 168 hours in a week, 720 hours in a 30-day month. And, we don't get time back, but energy is renewable.
Exactly.
And what I've experienced is a refreshing in the space where I was taking up places in other people's lives that I wasn't supposed to be.
Exactly. Well, taking up space in your own life.
Now,
taking time, but now you're in your own life, and time. It's so funny when you're in that space that you're in the alignment. You say, and I call it just being in the zone and just being, having that ease and betterment. My gosh, you know what happened? Don't you feel that time is more subjective and not subjective? That's the wrong term. Spacious. I mean, just spacious. It's abundant, and you don't feel like you're running out of time with things. I mean, people don't believe it until they have it, and then they're like, "My God, this is wonderful."
Right.
Yeah.
Like, what was I doing before this?
What was I doing before this? How can people find out more about you? Where can they go?
Dreamdevelopment.com.
Oh, say that again.
My website, dreamdevelopment.com.
Dreamdevelopment.com.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
You read about me there.
You read about you, and you have a place where they can contact you on that too, right?
Yes, exactly. Yep.
Perfect. All right. So, everyone. So we covered a lot of things. I'll tell you what, but this is for the ease and betterment. Grab the nugget that works for you. If you want to be more creative, or do you just simply want to let go? That is your choice this week. I love you all. Thank you so much for joining us on 30-Minute Moments.
This has been
namaste.
30-Minute Moments featuring Alena Chapman. If you missed an episode, download it now at wowo.com.
Podcasts by Federated Media.